We are living in a time of mass moral decline of society. With the uncertainty of tomorrow and the direction of humanity, how do we not go insane or on some mass rampage? How do we keep our sanity and a clear mind for the sake of ourselves and those we love? VidarReturns. The technological growth of the world continues to advance, but greater society hit the peak of moral potential decades ago. Moral decline of society can last a long time and become extremely disgusting, especially when resources are plentiful. Right now, global leaders are planning what they call the Great Reset and, quote, building back better. Let us be sure they don't have our best interest in their minds. An economic crash could come at any time, but in spite of the damage done by the great virus scare, society at large is still very wealthy. If a major economic crash were to occur, then there is no doubt that those in power would completely pillage and plunder the wealth of the citizens before they ever would allow the system to collapse. Not unlike the Wall Street bailouts of 2008, but even more extreme. Those in power still have access to large pools of wealth, and it is unlikely that we have seen the worst of what's to come. We should expect more woke culture to come and more tyranny to come. But our message today is don't be irate. So how can we say that? We are currently living through the decline of society, giving children drugs and teaching them about how to become sexually dysmorphic, men and women pretending to be the opposite sex, and being congratulated for it. We have seen recent news again about a mass shooter. Many say that he was actually Jewish or an agent of the state, or both. Regardless, frustrations are running high, and politicians will certainly seize the opportunity to further restrict the ability of good people to defend themselves. We are going into a time when our willpower and inner strength will be pushed to its limits and reach new limits we couldn't have imagined. And how can we say to resist becoming irate? We must recognize that all of this has to happen. It is the test of our survival. We are headed toward the cleansing cycle of humanity. It is coming, and it is inevitable. Rather than falter, let us stay strong. This is our opportunity to prove ourselves, to rise up. Those who would give in to a life of hedonistic pleasure-seeking will not withstand the test of time. Those that behave in pleasure-seeking of the moment like an animal will ultimately be enslaved and slaughtered like animals, and so will their children. The greatest test of one's ability to survive is the ability to overcome adversity. Instead of lashing out of control, become disciplined. Become focused like a sharp beam of light. If we feel enraged, then that can become an incredibly powerful motivator for action. Let us channel those powerful emotions and energy into the change we intend to see and into being prepared for what's to come. Building up families and building up communities. Together we are stronger. Unite with other brothers and sisters, locally and globally, through secure channels of communication. Join our online chat channels to connect with others. Links for those chat channels below. In our advanced technological world, the catalysts for human degeneracy are lack of discipline and disconnect from nature. The current trajectory of society becoming more and more degenerate cannot last forever. It is an impossibility. Every species and everything in nature exists in cycles. Every type of plant and animal has its times of great prosperity followed by great decline. Like phases of the moon or tides of the ocean, cycles are a law of nature, and every creature will be humbled to nature in time. When the true cleansing of humanity begins, the world will become a very dark place. The greatest fear and terror ever witnessed will strike the core of every person. The strongest of men will weep tears like a child. It is for this coming time that we must stay absolutely vigilant. So let us stay focused and channel our energies toward excellence. We cannot let the opportunity be wasted for good people to rise up and make our claim. Our life purpose is to raise our next generation and pass on to them the values to survive. For we are the ones who the future is made for. It is the predestination of good people to inherit the world. Now's the time, if you haven't seen our previous recording titled, How Will Humans Become Extinct? Technological Collapse, where we discuss the over-reliance of humanity on technology for survival. Also follow now to stay updated with all our content. We're on Steemit, Gab, Minds, and ODYSEE networks, and live chat on the Matrix and Session networks. Links for everything in the description. We send love out to all our brothers and sisters. Stay blessed. VidarReturns.